everyone. I'm here with another Freedom to Feel conversation with my guest, Mary Armendarez. And Mary is an intuitive healer, motivational speaker, and power retrieval coach. So, this is my brief introduction about who you are, but I would love to hear in your own words, who is Mary?
Who is Mary? Mary is a beautiful, bright, divine being that has come here to planet Earth to help others raise their vibration. And I had to go through the ups and downs just like everybody else to
Right.
be able to learn how to bring that force that lives within every single one of us
Right.
and to come into my power, to truly come into my power. So I'm here as a personality, as Mary Armendaris, and I am loving what I do now in my reality here as a human. So it's been a ride, and I'm really excited to teach your guests about some awesome tools in healing tools and power retrieval, so they can step into their power and be that
Mm,
big bright light that we all are, and we all have it inside of ourselves.
mm. Yes. Oh my God. How many yes can I say to that? So I have two questions already for you that was not here that
Sure.
just inspired by what you said. First, how did you discover this mission, this purpose, this calling?
Oh, that is such a great question. So, I the what happened with me is I had a child when I was 18 years old.
Yeah.
And so I had to drop out of high school, and, so I already had that shame and guilty feeling because I came from, parents that were real Catholic, and I,
Uh,
had 10 brothers and sisters, so we were real Catholic. So this was a big no-no.
yeah.
So, I ended up dropping out of school, having my beautiful daughter, and I married a man who was 15 years older than me. Can you imagine that?
Yes.
Right? Being 20 years old, getting married, and I lost all my power. I didn't have
Mm,
self-confidence, I didn't have any worthiness, I
yeah.
didn't love myself, my s my I had such low self-esteem, it was terrible, and I was such a big bright light, and he didn't like that, so he always stepped on me, and I was like, "Oh, I guess I am unworthy." So it starts to program you, right?
Yeah.
And so as the years went by, 20 years went by, and I finally got the courage to say no more and divorce and met my current husband, who is fantastic.
Yeah.
But my daughter, the one that I had when I was 18, is now like 25 years old. And she says, Mom, you need to read this book about angels. And I said,
Uh,
okay.
yeah.
Picked up this book, read this book, something triggered inside me, boom, and started meditating. Now I have a really beautiful connection with the 12 archangels from the central sun. They come in, and right when I talk to them, they're all surrounding me right now. I can feel it all around me.
Yeah.
And so one of my contracts to being here is to talk about my story, that we don't need to live in this unworthiness, this fear-based, anxiety, and that we have the power, but the secret is you have to be willing. That word is
Mm,
so important.
right.
You have to be willing to change.
Right.
So yes, so that's how I discovered that, you know what? I don't need to live like this. I can step into my own power, my own divinity. So the
Yeah.
more I do that, the bigger my light grows and I'm able to help others.
Mm, that makes so much sense. I love the this idea that we can be willing, as you said, have this let's say inner desire to find to go deeper into what the reality of this is, the nature of this reality, or what this reality really represents. And would you say that that takes courage, or what does it always take suffering, Mary, or we can get the willingness through something else, through encouragement?
Well, the whole reason why we're here on planet Earth, to me, what I believe and what I'm taught by the angels is this is a schoolroom, okay?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we come down here, we already have all this planned out pre-birth before we come here. We know who our parents are, we know what we're gonna be suffering or neglected by them or
right,
others, right?
right.
So you you always hear those sad stories of, "Oh my gosh, you had to suffer to go to the top." I don't believe that has
Yeah,
to be for everybody. I
yeah,
don't. Because, you could have a beautiful childhood, but there'll be other circumstances along the way that you're gonna have to learn how to have confidence, how to be able to get out there and speak your truth, right? Because
yeah.
nowadays we don't speak our truth.
Yes.
So, no, I believe that, you don't have to suffer to step into your true nature.
Mm.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I love that answer. It resonates true to me. Today, I know I had to go through a lot of suffering, confusion to get where I am today. But it's not, as you said, not, we don't have to do that anymore. We don't have to suffer in order to find clarity. Another initial question is the idea of power. How do we know when we have tapped into that inner power, when we are feeling the self power? What are the manifestations of that?
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. So when you know you're tapped into your power, you can feel. So you can either feel it, sense it, or know it.
Yeah,
For me, I can feel it. I can feel that energy coming in. And when that energy comes in, I'm in a state of complete presence, right? So you know that that power is flowing through you. Now
right,
you can take that power and push it out so it
right.
can tap into everybody else that is around you
Mm,
because we're oneness, right? When I do my work, when I bring in that power, I'm touching you, you're touching someone else. So it's a yo-yo effect, right? Where you're just going out there and we're bringing that beautiful power. So yeah, for me, it's a feeling. Some people just get the giggles, or some
yeah,
people are just feel so high in life, right? Because
yeah.
you're stepping into that energy, that divine energy.
Mm,
And it's so, man, you just look at the smile on my face because
yes,
you
yes,
just feel it, right? When you
yeah,
talk about it, you feel it.
yes, yeah. It can be felt for sure, can be seen, also can be seen through, not for everybody, but some of the things that they do, the way they behave, interact with this reality, the way you are interacting with this reality. When I look at you and the things, even your surroundings and the things that you write about, your services, it's just so clear to me that's coming from inner power. I think it's really great when we can use that power, and because we have to be in action anyway here in this reality. So it's really beautiful to see people like yourself just manifest expressing that power in this way. I know I have devotion for it, so that's why I talk this way. But I know that's not the only way.
No, and those actually, those people that do have that power within them, but they keep it within them, they're
Yeah.
actually still helping us because they're like light workers, right? They're
Yeah.
holding the frequency for us.
Yes.
So they are doing their part, but they don't need to go out in the world. They have a big job doing that,
Yeah.
keeping it and just living their daily life. It could be somebody making our cup of coffee
Right.
at a store when we go in and get a cup of coffee. That person could be a light
Right.
worker, but he
Right.
doesn't need to talk about it
Right.
because you'll see
Yes.
those shining, beautiful people,
Yeah.
and you're just like, "Yeah, yeah, you got it. You got it going." Right?
Yes. I'm kind of, oh my God, so true at the
Yeah,
bottom.
'cause
Yeah.
yeah, I'll see those people
Yeah.
and I'll go up and I'll give them a wink or say, "You know what?
Yeah.
Thank you." And they're like, "Where did this angel come from?" I'm like,
Oh,
"Hello."
I know. Yes, I know you. Yes, that's true. I've seen that too, like in hospitals, different places that you
Absolutely.
would never expect it, and then you see these people who are, they make you feel so calm. You're going through difficult situations, and this person is not a priest, is not anybody, is not a healer or considered a healer in those terms, but yeah, they emanate that energy. That's so
Mhm.
true. So I love that because it is true. I have felt that many times.
Yeah.
So is that the same definition that you would give to freedom, Mary? Freedom and inner power, are they the same? What is your idea of freedom, especially when it comes to feelings and emotions?
Oh, so freedom for me, for
Yeah.
freedom that has really changed my reality is in the mind, okay? Because if you are not in that clear thinking in the present moment in your divine mind, you are scattered. You
Mm,
are absolutely scattered. You're either in the past or you're in the future,
right.
always. And so for me, when my mind is clear, that's when my inventions come in. That's when
Yeah.
my channeling comes in. That's when that aha moments come in. And I think that is the biggest thing that we need to help people understand. And that's what I do is I teach you how to um, stop, and we do quick little lessons how to bring your mind into your intuitive mind, your feminine
Mm,
brain, because you've got the
mm,
masculine and the feminine. We're all masculine and feminine. And
right.
everybody is always in their masculine mind. If you see where
Right.
our country is right now, where the world is right now, that
Yeah.
is due to all masculine mind,
Yeah.
period. Because it's controlling and manipulation
Yeah.
at the lower frequency.
Yeah.
When the
Yeah.
masculine mind is operating at a high frequency, that's when the intuition and the hits come in, right? They
Right.
have to be in balance. So to me, freedom is when your mind is at a clear state. So you can feel your feelings, you can feel your freedom, because what is freedom?
Mm,
Freedom, you give 'em money, people are gonna go, "Money's freedom." "I need money. This is free."
mm,
No.
mm. Yeah.
Freedom is self-love, nourishing, and having that clear mind, because now you can manifest, you can be in joy. Like you go outside and you see a flower or a tree,
Yeah.
really see it,
Yeah.
and you've passed that same tree or that same flower a million times, but never saw it. Why?
Yes.
Because
It's
your
true.
mind was somewhere else,
True.
right? So
Yeah.
go back to those, "Oh, yeah, I remember looking at that
Yeah.
tree, the beautiful moss and the leaves." That's when
Yeah.
you're in the present moment. That's
Yeah.
freedom.
Yeah. With that is clarity, mental clarity as you speak and having a clear mind. A lot of times I ask the question here,
Mhm.
is being clear, the clarity that you speak of, even intuition itself, is that an achievement, right, Mary? It's a practice. Would you say it's a practice?
It's absolutely 100% a practice, and
Yeah.
everybody has it in them to do it. But there we go again. You have to choose,
Okay.
or are you willing? Are you
Yeah.
willing to do this practice?
Yeah.
And it's very simple to start. It really is. I teach people how to do a brain switch.
Yeah.
So you can just jump in, because you're going to catch yourself after listening to this. They'll start catching themselves. Oh my gosh, there goes my brain again. I'm
Yeah.
in the future. I'm in the
Right.
past.
Right.
No, we go back, and I teach people how to go into their intuitive brain. So then they're in that clear mind, that flow is intuition is flowing into you.
Yeah.
So it's all a practice, and anybody can do it.
Yeah, and that's beautiful to hear from you that way because a lot of times we tend to think that's the destination, everything that, has been taught about spirituality and healing or anything that sounds really too good to be true or um, of greatness to be a destination. Oh, I need to get there and stay there. But it really, within the human experience, I have found that to be true.
Sure.
I read something about something that you read on your website, I believe, that caught my attention immediately as well. You say, I work, oh yeah, in your bio, you say, I work as a team
Mhm,
with archangels and helpers in heaven.
mhm.
So, what is your idea of heaven, Mary?
Heaven is this is that nobody's ever asked me this. This is
Yeah.
great. Um, Heaven to me is a place where it is undiluted love. It is
Mm,
pure love. We come from love, and we're going to return from love. Now,
yeah,
let's step back again. Sorry to step back, but this
yeah,
is important to know.
yeah, yeah.
We're, like I said, we're here as in on schoolroom earth learning. What are we learning?
Mm,
We are learning that fear is an illusion and love is all that we need. So,
right,
how do we do that? Right?
right.
Because we start getting that vibration of fear inside of us. This isn't going to work out. Oh my gosh, I know it's going to
Yeah,
repeat from the past.
yeah,
And then there you go in the mind again. We're in the future. Oh my gosh, it's not going to work out. What am I going to do? I'm going to control it.
yeah,
This is what you do. Whatever that is, the fear that's in my mind, I release it. I let it go and I
Mm,
return it to love. The
mm,
more and more we do that, we're tapping into heaven as below,
mm.
as above, as so below, right? So
Right,
we are
right,
tapping into that undiluted love. Heaven can be on earth,
right,
right?
right. Yeah,
Inside the freedom of us. Just like you said, I already feel the freedom. So what are
yeah,
you feeling? You
right.
are feeling undiluted love. You
Yeah,
are living in heaven.
yeah,
So heaven is a place, a frequency of pure love, right?
yeah.
And
Yes.
we are surrounded by all our loved ones, and we are here having a absolute human experience
Mm,
of why did we come here? Why did God want us to come here? Why did Mother, Father, God want us to come here? Because they wanted us to forget what love felt like. So that's what we're trying to achieve here, right?
yeah. Um, yes, that makes a lot of sense to me. It resonates true to the heart, of course. And
Mhm.
I do a lot of studies and um, spiritual knowledge and all that has been my one of my main interests in this lifetime.
Yeah.
So it's the way you speak. It's so beautiful because you. That's what we are doing exactly, bringing heaven to earth, and that is. It's interesting to notice that what do we call heaven, love, freedom? It's actually we never left those states or that place. We were always there, but we have a feeling or the this idea, the perception that we left heaven, but we never did. We are always there. Isn't that interesting? So feelings
Yeah.
are very tricky.
Right, and we've never you're absolutely 100% right, but what happens is when we come here, we have amnesia, so we
Yeah,
forget, right? That's why we are learning that fear is just an illusion, guys.
right.
We need to tap into that love again and forgive it. Forgive that fear, forgive that
Um,
anxiety so you
mm,
can step into the higher vibration of love. Right when
okay,
you do that, you are changing into a higher vibration. You are
right,
bringing more heaven into you.
right,
And remember, we're soul. We're a massive soul here, right? We're a
right.
soul body. This is
Yes,
just our little home here.
right,
So,
right.
yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful, Mary. I have to say, it can become very beautiful once we understand what you understand, and then we start practicing. Opening our awareness and intellect of interest for those kinds of truth, and then life becomes so much more fun. I would say because it tends not to be fun if
Yes.
we take it seriously, right? All the to do to keep the body functioning and all that. It's just so much. It's not that heaven left us. We left heaven, as you said. We are here to just learn to love. So we left heaven almost on purpose. Do you believe that one day per se we will realize, all of us humans will realize this truth as one body of community and just live this beautiful truth on planet Earth? Do you have that vision?
Oh, yes, 100%, and it's already happening now. It's
Yeah,
already happening now because more and more of us are starting to wake up that, "Oh, wait a
right,
minute. I'm a divine being of
right,
Mother, Father, God. I am made in the image of God. Therefore, we have a ton of power, that
yes,
we don't even realize how powerful we really are."
yes,
100%. We all come from oneness, right? And that's what
yes,
we need to practice. So, one of my things that I teach is I am one with oneness. Oneness is one with me. That is super powerful.
right,
My divinity is one with my humanity. My humanity is one with my divinity.
right,
And all of us are starting to wake up and realizing, hey, let's love each other. Because with one gets hurt, we all get hurt.
mm,
People don't understand that. During COVID and all of that, when we saw all the suffering of those people and we saw the amount of people that were depressed, it's
yeah,
because they could feel the vibration of oneness,
yeah,
right? So once we start bringing out more love, helping each other, full of compassion, it's going to be a ripple effect.
yes,
So yes, 100% it is
yeah,
absolutely going to happen. Probably not in our time, but
yeah.
yes, in the future,
Yes.
100%.
Yeah. It does feel that way. And when you talk about kind of repeating this to ourselves, all the practices that we engage in, we are trying to teach or to guide the separated self, right, Mary? That part of us that unfortunately has that tendency to separate things, to live the dualistic world and always judge everything and be afraid of what is we are perceiving as to be danger, although everything's part, it's us, really. There's no separation. So is that what you're relating to when you talk about these practices? Is that the separated self, the ego mind, as some call?
Yes, yes, yes. So exactly right. Okay, so let's go back and talk about the ego. So the ego is the male. The ego is the male part of us that is at a lower vibration, right? And then we've got the divine feminine that's at the lower vibration. And most of us are operating here. So the ego, the male is at the low vibration with judging, controlling, manipulation, and then we've got the female at its lower vibration is at guilt, shame, blame, right? So these
Yeah,
are really low vibrations. Now, when we want to be at the higher vibration, we've got the male functioning at active, going out there and being active. It brings in those creative ideas so that the intuition, the female, can bring it through so we can hear it. So these two have to be functioning together 100% to be at that higher vibration, that higher light, the balance that we need, right?
yeah, right. It's like you said earlier, it starts with willingness, being open, and then the practice of relearning, really. That's what it sounds like. Every time I engage in this practice myself, I see that I'm kind of almost like I'm guiding a baby, a part of me that never really, that's still, uh, when it comes, when it appears, not all the time, because I have been doing so much. I always do practice. I'm always very aware of these things. But
Mhm.
when it comes, then I treat it like a baby and I kind of, with a lot of compassion, and uh, I guide it to trust the divine energy, that divine freedom, the freedom that's already here, that love that's already here. So for
Mhm.
me has been, that's the metaphor that I use, guiding the baby instead of, because before I used to kind of judge the ego mind too. I wanted to just get rid of it and I
Yeah.
don't want any part of that. I wanted to be this enlightened being, all that.
Mm.
But now I learned to just always guide it back to the heart, to love.
You have to guide it back all the time because it is a practice and you're evolving more and more. So more of
Yeah.
that gunk's going to come up from the deep subconscious, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you've got to go. So what I do is when my ego starts acting up, I
Yes, like a
go, right? It starts
yeah,
acting
like
up.
a baby, right.
Like a baby. You're absolutely right. And so I acknowledge it and I acknowledge it and then I say, I surrender. I surrender
Mm,
my ego to my loving soul. There you go. It's already switched your vibration because that's what we've been trained to do, right? We've been trained to judge, compare, wanting, right? All these
yes,
things. And no,
yes.
you're not a state of freedom. You're not a state
Yeah,
of clear mind when you're at that.
right,
But what happens is that subconscious is coming up, that ego's coming up. Hey, pay attention. It's
right.
another layer to the onion for
That's
us
right.
to evolve. And it'll
Yes.
never stop for us ever.
Right, right,
You, me,
right,
anybody,
right.
right?
Yep.
And so nobody is. I don't care if you think you're the highest evolved person on the earth. No,
Yeah.
that ego is still gonna come up, that deep subconscious,
Mm,
because it's coming from our past lives, right? It's coming from
yeah.
our future lives, right?
Ah,
We are living parallel lives right now,
right. Ah, I
right?
like that. Yeah.
So it's coming up and
Mm,
it's saying, "Acknowledge me," because what
yeah.
we used to do a lot is just have these come up, we step on them, we don't feel our
Right.
feelings,
Yeah.
and we step on them and step on them, then they manifest into arthritis,
Yes.
cancer,
Right.
all these things. Um, so you gotta so you first step is to be aware.
Yes.
Aware of that when it comes up, aware when that vibration goes down, when you're back in that guilt and shame. I acknowledge you. Thank you. Now I'm going to get rid of you. Ego, I surrender you to my higher self, to my loving soul, whatever you want to call it. And my God, your vibration is going to go whoop. It's like,
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. I love that message of surrendering. That's one of the most powerful practices that I can think of. Just to
mhm,
let go, to surrender, to be at peace no matter what's happening.
mhm,
That's a very, I mean, I cannot think about it. Any practices that are more powerful than surrender. And you mentioned, yeah, when you mentioned that word, another thing that I wanted to say, you just said, Mary, that caught my attention. Life becomes this human experience become our practice because anything could happen.
that's
So
right.
we are just kind of open to whatever comes in as a teacher. That's what I've been doing. Everything that shows up is my teacher, and I love what you said about the not having this, we're not constrained to one moment in time that we are living. We are everywhere, actually. We are just eternal. We are timeless.
Mhm,
That resonates true. So
mhm,
true. So true.
mhm.
We are not constricted to time.
I just wanna say one thing about
Yeah.
that. So, this is a great way for all of us to picture this, and this is what the angels have taught me. So, we have our soul in heaven, right? Undiluted love, we're up in heaven,
Yeah.
and we are creating because 'cause we're like God in images, so we're always creating. So, our soul is this massive, beautiful energy up there.
Yeah.
And then it goes, you know what? We're going to bring this chick called Mary down to planet Earth as a personality. So my big soul goes, okay, here she comes. One little drop of this
Mm,
massive soul here.
right.
Okay. So
Right.
I'm here, boom, I'm having this. And then before I left, I said, okay, what am I going to learn for this?
Yeah.
What am I going to learn from my higher self, my massive soul? So they said, you know what? You're going to learn about you're not going to have you're going to be neglected by your parents. You
Yeah.
are going to have a family of 9 brothers and sisters, and you're going to have a baby at this age, and how are you going to deal with it? And you're going to learn that you're not going to feel any love, you're not going to have any confidence, all these
Yeah.
things. So
Yeah.
this is what happens. So I come down. Okay, here's little Mary. Now, this big soul up here is going, now we're going to take a Jennifer and she's going to come down here, right? And she's
Yeah.
going to learn this. So we are
Mm,
multi-dimensional, multiple beings. We could have many of us down here that is part of this huge soul up here. But the
right.
good news is,
Yeah.
remember, we're not alone. Once you
Yes.
learn how to tap into your higher self, I'm telling you guys, the magic happens. Woo! It's coming in right now. So this is an important message. The magic happens. So when you go, ego, I surrender to my higher self, your soul, that big part in heaven's going, all right, she's asking for help.
Yeah.
Boom. And you know
Yeah.
what else I do is I go, "Soul, bring me more of my light.
Mm,
Come
yeah.
on, we're in
Yeah.
control." We're really not in
Yes.
control. They're in our soul is in control because 'cause
Yeah.
we're really not in control at all.
Right.
But we have the power to ask, right?
Right.
And you have a team of angels around you, and you've got this big band of wonderful archangels that are here to assist us. That's their job. Call on them. It'll change your life.
Yes.
I get very passionate because it's like, we're like, we have something to say to these people.
Yeah, because it feels true. I mean, it is your truth. It is your expression in this human experience. So it's really beautiful to see to see that. And the angels, I heard, of course, I have heard about angels my entire life. I was born Catholic too, you know that. But then I only got to feel like the energies of angels when I did Reiki, the Reiki sessions. I had some of them years back. Then I really felt that. So I have a question for you. This is an open question about angels and spirit guides. Are they were they human beings at some point?
Angels, no, never. But
Uh,
but your guides are. Your guides, the all guides that we have were we all walked on as a human, right? Right.
yes.
But the cool thing is your guides could be in heaven, but be here on earth. too.
At the same time.
Yeah,
Of course, because there's no time and space, right?
right.
Everything's
So
one. So,
right,
yeah, yeah,
and you have guides that are part of you too,
yeah.
right? 'Cause I remember my first guide came
Um,
in and she came in and then she disappeared. I could hear her, talk to her, feel her, everything, and then she disappeared, and I was like, "What happened?" And they're like,
yeah.
"Oh, she did what she needed to do for you, and so you're
Ah.
evolving." So that was her time then. So a new one's come in.
Oh, wow. And can we say, in a way, too, Mary, when we meet people,
Mhm,
other human beings, sometimes, as you said, they show up and then they help you with something, and then they disappear
mhm,
as if they were like one of these guides. And then, so that means that well, I see every human being as a guide, as a teacher, and life itself,
absolutely.
as I said. So I'm always paying attention to what they're saying, how they are perceiving my interaction with this reality, and just to it has been a beautiful dance, see them as a guide, everyone.
Mhm,
My husband, my dog, everything.
that's
it
right.
has it's been a lot of fun, and it really feels that like that, and sometimes feels stronger than other. Of course, sometimes the baby mind goes off and kind of creates the separation when it's feeling when the like you said, the subconscious or the traumas, they arise. And then, but I'm very much aware of that too. It's not all the time, but it's a wonderful feeling when we see everyone, we see ourselves in everyone. You see the soul that you speak of, the mother soul in everything. It's so
Right.
beautiful.
Right, and you know what else you see too is it's a mirror reflection. So
Yeah,
absolutely, and people don't get that. It's like, okay, so you know how there's people, and I have clients like this too. They continuing repeat the same pattern over
yeah,
and over because they're not clearing it, right?
right.
We've got to
Yeah,
get rid of it because it's like, why am I still being treated like this? It's
yes.
because that partner is mirroring back to you how you're treating yourself. You
Ah,
gotta go in and clear that. So,
right,
I go in and help people clear that and
right.
fill them up a new way. So, the angels come
Mm,
in and we go up into the library of beliefs and we clear these books out. And it's such a great exercise, and I'm telling you, the greatest joy for me is when I see somebody come and their face is just so depressed and so down,
yeah.
and we go in and we clear these things, and they're smiling at the end, and we're like,
Yeah.
"Wow," and I'm like, "Oh,
Yes.
yes,"
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I love your energy, Mary. You're a lot of fun.
Yes, I am.
Spiritual fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
really a lot of fun. That's how the power retriever works.
it does. So
That's how it works. Okay.
so yeah, I go in and so there's a lot of layers, and we go in and we clear old beliefs and patterns, blocked emotions. You would
Yeah.
be amazed how much stuff we have in layers
Mm.
and layers.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of the time people don't realize it's from past lives or it's from
Yes.
your ancestors because you
Ah,
carry that in your DNA. So
right.
remember when I talked about when you come down, when the little drop comes down and you are born, so your mother and father get together, you're born, you're in your mommy's tummy. What you're doing is the soul is going from heaven to earth, heaven and to earth, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
what it's doing, it's picking up all its baggage as it's going, because it's picking it up from the
Ah,
astral field, it's picking it from the astral plane, it's going back and forth. Now
yeah.
it's ready, right?
Right.
And then you decide, am I really gonna stay with my mother? Am I gonna do it? Do I really wanna come down planet Earth again and go through
Yeah.
all this stuff,
Yes.
right? The fear.
Yeah.
And then they go,
Yeah.
"Okay, I decided to." And so you're picking up all of this stuff, and you don't even realize that you're picking it up from the astral field. You're picking the older the souls pick up even more stuff. So they have more
Ah,
baggage to clear.
yeah.
And it sometimes they have baggage to clear for the consciousness, the oneness, right? So it's pretty crazy. So yeah, so we have to go back and go, oh, this isn't yours. This is your ancestors you've been carrying your for
Yeah.
me, I was
Yeah.
carrying around a lot of, stuff
Yeah.
in your bones. Your bones are
Oh,
old ancestral things, um, and like I broke my wrist. I When I broke my wrist, I broke the whole chain for my whole entire ancestor line. Isn't that
Ah,
crazy?
wow. Yes.
So it's
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
Yeah. And that also resonates because I can feel a lot of energies that I don't know where they are coming from.
Mhm,
And that makes sense. I can pick up fears that in this lifetime I never had. And what this is interesting, an interesting fear of certain things that it doesn't make sense to me. Like in this body now, it wouldn't make sense, but I pick them up. And also the relationships ahead, that makes a lot of sense too.
mhm,
That they are
mhm,
all like reflecting back something. When you said that, just was like, oh, that's true. It's kind of mirroring back
mhm.
my relationship with my own self.
Yeah.
So let's see. I want to mention, I went to your website, the
Mhm.
shop area. I love the offerings you have there.
Oh,
Uh,
thank you.
yeah, they are beautiful. The personalized meditation in a custom card, you offer that. You have a personalized meditation. You have meditation candles. They're so beautiful, Mary. I
Thank
love
you.
candles. I love candles.
I know, I do too. They're really wonderful,
Ah,
and, each candle, the angels come through each candle because, for like a Reiki,
yeah,
person, I can't think of the word, they
yeah,
bring the energy through. I bring in the divine feminine, the divine masculine through my palms, so they get
yeah.
infused with it. So it's
Ah,
so delightful when people burn those candles because your whole room is getting lifted up. The
yes,
vibration is getting lifted up instantly.
yeah,
So, yeah, I love those. Sorry to
yeah.
interrupt.
No, I have to say, I'm gonna order some of them. I'm always ordering. I always have candles everywhere. I'm always getting them, and a lot because I also have a pet. But a lot of times I think about him, like taking the dog smell out of the house. But now it's much better to think that way. Okay, I have two things: the smell, and also I have also essential oils. I love them, but
Oh,
then
I do
also
too.
having the energy of the candles, just
Yeah,
filling
the
this
energy.
space.
Yeah.
That they're so beautiful. I love them.
Well, see, my candles don't smell, and I did that on purpose, because I just want you to be able to enjoy the energies of these candles, and they're so
Yes.
like, I don't know
Yes, I can
if you
see
can see
them.
them. They're,
Yeah.
so bright and beautiful, like,
Yes,
this is the
beautiful.
trust energy
Yes.
candle, and they're
Ah,
just so beautiful and bright, and so
yes.
I didn't go with the
With
that
the
was kind
scent.
of yeah, the angels are the ones who told me to do that with the meditations on them.
No scent, right. No, really. So that for scent we have essential oils, but I love candles. I always have them light up in my house everywhere. Of course, I always make a prayer, a wish, or something.
That's right.
Yeah, not just for myself, but humanity. Always that light, that guide to guide us back to the heart, to go back to love. So that meditation candles, you have the healing kits, two beautiful ones. You have the energy cleansing kits, and you're also offering a free Archangel Michael's protection meditation. And I have the
Mhm.
link. Is that the link, maryarmandares.com? That's
That's right.
your website.
Yep.
So I'll have that
Mhm.
too on this interview profile. And you have the YouTube. You also have offer healing techniques on YouTube and guided meditations. So I have also the link on this interview. Do you want to make a comment, Mary, about that?
Yeah, I just wanna say one more thing too. So I
Yeah.
just want to point out that because we were talking about fear.
Yes.
So when we go out in public or and anxiety, all of it, the whole thing. So when we go out in society and we're happy and all of a sudden we're in the grocery store and we come home and we're miserable, it's because we're picking up other people's energy.
Yeah.
So we need to that Archangel Michael's meditation helps protect you from um that. So when you go out, remember that's the main thing I want to tell everybody. Protect yourself because
Yeah.
it'll help you all of a sudden feeling that, oh my gosh, why do I feel fearful? Why do
Yeah.
I have anxiety? Right?
Right.
It's not your energy. And you got to
Ah,
check in. Is this me
yeah.
or is that somebody else's?
Right.
And keeping Archangel Michael's sword down your spine
Mm.
is the key to it.
Huh, I love that. Yeah, that's a beautiful practice too, and a reminder for all of us. And I
Mhm.
also noticed that also eating, when I eat certain foods, the energy changes. And certain foods like sugar, I don't do well with sugar. Of course, animal. um, meats. I don't eat
Mhm.
red meat too often. Sometimes I do, but mostly fish and very little. And I feel the difference. So we pick up energies from everything, right, Mary? Foods too.
You do. So when you are eating those foods, so all you do is put your hands over it and
Yeah,
say, I ask any any low, dense vibration be lifted up
yeah,
and up to love.
yeah,
And your intention is gonna make it happen, period.
yeah, yeah,
And that's another good takeaway too for your listeners,
yeah.
intention.
Mm,
Intention is the key to everything. You can
yeah.
change your life like crazy with just beautiful intentions.
Yes, everything, spiritualizing everything we do, everything we touch, everything we're in contact with.
Mhm,
Yes, that's something that I'm very much aware to, and it's a beautiful message, yeah, for all of us.
mhm.
So let's see. There's something else that I want to mention. Some of the questions I call them guided questions when my guests they send me the questions. Um, so we talked about fear. Fear is just an illusion. That made me think about A Course in Miracles, which is a book that's
Mhm.
almost like a Bible in a way. It's like a new Bible for Jesus' teachings. And the way you speak about fear and love kind of reminded me of the main core message of that book.
Yeah.
And then let me see if there's anything else here, Mary, that I didn't ask you any questions. How can we bring the energies of success and dreams to come true? So that caught my attention too. What is your idea of success? What is to be successful in this human reality?
So success, what I believe success is again having that clear mind, being in that balance, that true balance of your divine feminine and your divine masculine together.
Yeah,
Now, we get off of we're like, oh my gosh, when am I going to be successful? When am I going to feel
yeah,
good? Guess what? It's time to fill up with trust. You need to fill up
um,
in trust so that
mm,
you can feel that energy and know that, yes, you are provided for always from the divine feminine. That
yeah,
is who you want to tap into to
right,
feel that success. And to feel that success, you need to be filled with ruby red, right? So
um,
I teach people how to go in and see a beautiful goblet of ruby red
yeah,
overflowing and you
yeah,
drink it. Okay. You
yeah,
drink this ruby red energy because that's what the divine feminine mother is. That is divine
yeah,
love. Okay. So you
mm,
drink that. Then you reach into your pocket and you
yeah,
pull out golden balls, green balls with golden sparkles, and you start popping them in your mouth. Boom,
uh,
boom. And you're filling yourself up because remember, we're light in sound, right?
yes, yeah,
So whenever you are feeling out of balance and you want to get back into that feeling of success and dreams come true, success is the color of turquoise. So you
yeah,
want to fill yourself up with turquoise. And I teach people how to go down and have down the purple violet fire river and have this
mm,
beautiful turquoise waterfall fill you up.
yeah,
And that
mm,
is the color of success and dreams come true. I even have a candle for that, and that is high vibration. So these are all the kind this is the kind of meditations I do. So
yeah,
you are doing an active meditation. You are bringing in these colors. You're not just sitting there going, you're actually
right,
going, yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling this energy
yeah,
coming in. I'm feeling the angels come in. It's
right.
powerful. And actually standing there and drinking, pretend you're drinking that energy, man, you are gonna be successful in your day and you should do it daily.
Yes, you see, it goes back to practices, that dedication, devotion, right?
Yep,
And with that understanding that we are energy, right? That we are our essence is the substance that cannot be seen, cannot be touched, cannot be smelled with the human body, with the human senses. That is so obvious to me.
right.
Yes, thank you so much, Mary. I love your message. I love everything about you. Your energy is beautiful. It's truly beautiful.
Thank
So
you.
we are almost at the end. I do have the final questions for you. I have a technical question at the end, but I do have this also closing message. But before that, is there anything that you forgot to mention or you left unsaid? Anything that you wanted to add?
Um, The main thing is, and the reason why I'm here in this humanity right now is to
Yeah.
help others step into their power. And my main message is that you don't need to live in anxiety and fear. We don't.
Mm,
And you have the power within yourself to change your reality. I don't care if you're a drug addict, alcoholic, any of that. That is a lesson to learn. And it's time to step into our power.
yeah.
And it's very I know it's easy for me to say, it's simple,
Yeah.
but if you start learning these little techniques to get you through the day, to get your mind to get out of that, I need I need this to make me feel better. I need that to make me feel better. We
Right.
don't need to live like that anymore. And
Right.
I am the person that has gone through that.
Yeah.
I, did drugs, I drank, I had a child at a young age. I've been through it all. So I, stand by
Yeah.
what I say, and I'm
Yes.
the real deal here.
Right. It's from experience. Right.
Yes,
That's
100%.
yeah.
But if you
Yeah.
really wanna change your life and feel better and have that freedom, that's what you
Mm,
need to do. You need to make a choice.
yeah.
And it's all about your will. Am I willing? Am I
Yeah.
willing to choose a different way? Am
Yeah.
I willing to choose a new way of thinking?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
That's it.
yeah,
Yeah, I see. Being open is very important, right? Being open enough to see the options we have to choose.
that's
So
right.
true. Thank you so much. I'm going to end with this. I had that final question about one message you'd like to share, but this is the message, right? That's it. You just said it before, even. So before we say goodbye for today, I want to thank you for your presence again in this reality, your beautiful intention to help others to wake up for their greatness, for this spirit that we are. It's so interesting, and it surprises me that so many of us don't see that. So thank you for being the inspiration for so many of us.
Thank you. And thank you for all the work you do, getting the messages out there. You're just as important as everybody else. And everybody needs to understand that the each and every one of us needs to help each other.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
how we are going to evolve faster and bring more love into this world. So,
Yes.
well
Right.
done to you.
Right. It's a unity. Yes, absolutely. Oh, beautiful. So before we say goodbye again, where is the best place to find more information about you, Mary?
At maryarmendaris.com. You can find me there, and then you can go to Mary Armendaris YouTube, and I've got a lot of great videos there to help you step into your power.
Wonderful. I'll have those two links on your podcast profile, on this video profile. Thank you again for your presence, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now, Mary.
Thank you. Bye bye.